sighs past the kitchen glass. Weather forecast talking rain that lasts. Notification leaning on your screen. Stack like questions asking where you've been. Heart feels heavy though the sky is mild. Nothing huge, just tired, worn and wild. Part of you keeps searching for a cause. Part of you just wants a simple pause. If a friend said I feel strange today, you would never push their mood away. You would offer them a softer chair. Say they do not need a reason there. You don't need a big reason to slow down for one season. You can sit and watch the ceiling, name the smallest shifting feeling. You don't need a big break for your hands to start to shake. You are allowed to rest this evening without perfect tiding meaning. Later by the window near the stairs, city buses move through gentle air. Playlist humming in a distant room, fading thunder from a softer tune. You recall the night you held a cousin when the tears arrived with little warning. You did not demand a tidy story, you just let them grieve without a glory. If that scene belonged to you instead, you would speak the same kind words you said. So you turn that tender voice inside, let it sit beside the restless tide. You don't need a big reason to slow down for one season. You can sit and watch the ceiling, name the smallest shifting feeling. You don't need a big break for your hands to start to shake. You are allowed to rest this evening without perfect tidy meaning. Leave the endless articles unread, let the looping thoughts fall out of head. Ask your breathing what would feel like kind, not the loud instruction in your mind. Every time your shoulders drop a bit, every time you let your body sit, you are hearing messages within saying you can loosen where you've been. You don't need a big reason to choose one quiet region. Pour a glass of clear, cool water, let it calm the thoughts that falter. You don't need a big break for your heart to feel this ache. When tomorrow starts its pattern, you can move with softer lantern. Metrics glowing on the screen, daily streaks and colored numbers lean. Every app presents a moving target, every chart expects a perfect market. Heart feels smaller than the rows you see, tiny line inside a giant sea. You stand frozen by the kitchen light, wonder if you ever get it right. If a friend spoke with this shaking voice, you would give them just a gentler choice. Tell them they can step outside the score, close the folder, breathe a little more. Let yourself be human for a while. You do not need every single smile. You can lay the trophies on the shelf, sit and simply be with the patient care. You remember how you stayed last winter with a friend whose hope turned mostly splinter. You just shared the silence on the floor. Never asked their spirit to be more. If that evening carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness travel back, wrap around the places that feel slack. Let yourself be human for a while. You do not need every single smile. You can lay the trophies on the shelf. Sit and simply be with just yourself. Let yourself be human in this room. You can feel both sunlight and the gloom. Nothing breaks because you dropped the style. Let yourself be human for a while. Leave the glowing scoreboard in the drawer. Let the numbers fade behind the door. Ask your breathing where it feels less tight. Not the loud command that shouts for height. Every time your shoulders gently fall, every time you do not fill the wall, you are hearing messages inside, pointing toward a softer kind of stride. Let yourself be human for a while. You can change the way you talk and mind. Take a glass of clear, cool water, offer it like gentle honor. Let yourself be human in this room. You can share your questions with the gloom. When tomorrow calls you to the fire, you can walk in with a truer smile. Morning train doors slide and close again. Metal railing cool against your hand. Screens along the carriage show the weather. Hidden storms sit just beneath your sweater. Every timeline flashes one more story. Every caption feels like quiet glory. Heartbeats stumble trying to match that race. Breath stays shallow in this crowded space. If a friend stood shaking in this crowd, you would keep their panic from the loud. Guide them toward a calm and open sea. Match your breathing with the fragile beat. You don't have to keep up. You can step out of the rush. Let the city pass the window while you listen to your pulse. You don't have to keep up. You can choose a softer route. Nothing breaks because you move at a pace that fits your truth. ask your shoulders what would feel like ease, not the harsh instruction that deceives. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a kinder walk begins. You don't have to keep up, let that sentence be enough. Take a glass of simple water, let it cool the inner border. You don't have to keep up. Hold that truth when nights feel rough. When tomorrow starts to call, you can choose which tasks you hold. Morning tram, I'm softly down the track. Coffee cooling where your thoughts turn black. Messages appear in steady lines, all requesting little parts of time. Heart keeps tapping underneath your shirt, like a signal trying to convert. Part of you still reaches for the phone. Part of you wants fields and space alone. If a friend described this tangled state, you would say they do not have to wait to allow their feelings room to land. You would sit and hold their open hand. Listen to the quiet in your chest, let it tell you what it needs for rest. You can turn the busy volume down, you can step aside from one more round. Listen to the quiet like a friend, it will show you where the edges bend. Nothing breaks for choosing lower light. You are safe to listen to the quiet. Later near a pathway by the park, leaves move gently while the clouds turn dark. Children chase a drifting paper plane, runners pass beneath the looming rain. You remember staying close one evening when a cousin felt their hope was leaving. You just matched the rhythm of their breath, offered presents, not a perfect step. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that tenderness return to the places where your circuits burn. Listen to the quiet in your chest, let it tell you what it needs for rest. You can turn the busy volume down, you can step aside from one more round. Listen to the quiet like a friend, it will show you where the edges bend. Nothing breaks for choosing lower light. You are safe to listen to the quiet. Leave the crowded schedule on the chair, let the ink fade away. Take a glass of simple water clear, let it cool the echoes in your ear. Listen to the quiet when you're worn. It has been with you since you were born. When tomorrow pulls a sharp and light, you can answer from this gentle quiet on the bed. Phone glows brightly by your weary head. Thoughts start listing every failed intention, every promise lost in apprehension. Feet touch down on slightly chilly floor. Heart feels heavier than days before. In the mirror stands a tired stranger, carrying 1,000 tiny dangers. If a friend stood here with shaking shoulders, you would wrap them in a warmer border, offer tea and gentle conversation, not a list of harsh evaluation. Speak to yourself softly tonight. Use the kindest phrases inside. You deserve the tone you save for the hearts you always brave. Speak to yourself softly tonight. Let your name sit under warm light. Nothing crumbles when you try talking to your own side. Later on the bench beside the tram, city rumbles through a distant band. You recall a night with distant family when their world collapsed quite suddenly. You stayed present through their quiet crying, never asked for cheerful perfect timing. You just matched the rhythm of their breathing, held their story without loud repeating. Is that memory carried now your label? You would call that patience something stable. So you let that tenderness turn inward toward the places holding cold murmurs. Speak to yourself softly tonight. Use the kindest phrases inside. You deserve the tone you save for the hearts you always brave. Speak to yourself softly tonight. Let your name sit under warm light. Nothing crumbles when you try talking to your own side. Leave the cruel transcript on the table. Let the ink fade where it is not able. Ask your breathing what would feel like mercy, not the voice that keeps the verdicts thirsty. Every time your jaw begins to loosen, every time your thoughts have sharp intrusions, you are hearing signals from inside you, drawing maps toward language that will guide you. Speak to yourself softly tonight. Let your words hold gentle high. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. Speak to yourself softly tonight. Keep that promise in your sight. When tomorrow starts to press, answer from this softness. thick and long. Sticky notes lean crooked on the fridge. Every line demands another bridge. Heart beats quicker than the ticking clock. Shoulders tight as if they turn to rock. You stand still between the sink and door. Wonder what your strength is really for. If a friend walked in with eyes like this, you would trade their tension for a kiss. Tell them they could set their load aside, let their breathing choose a gentler stride. Take the pressure off today, let one burden drift away. Pour a glass of simple water, hear it calm the inner quarter. Take the pressure off today, find a slower kind of way. Nothing breaks because you stay with yourself in softer gray. Later by the window near the stair, afternoon light settles in your hair. Traffic hums beneath the shaded lane. Laundry flutters on a silver chain. You recall the times you held a friend, when their courage hung by just one thread. You did not demand a flawless run, only stayed until their storm was done. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let those quiet words return toward the places where your worries burn. Take the pressure off today, let one burden drift away. Pour a glass of simple water, hear it calm the inner quarter. Take the pressure off today, find a slower kind of way. Nothing breaks because you stay with yourself in softer gray. Leave the stacked up planner on the chair, let the ink fade where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a gentler life begins. Take the pressure off today, let that sentence clear the way. Light a candle in the corner, watch it soften harsh disorder. Take the pressure off today, hold that truth when skies turn gray. When tomorrow starts to say, do it all, you choose your way. Buzzing from the bedroom hall, messages line up before you stand. Tiny sums reaching for your hand. Heart feels smaller than the list you wrote. Every task sits heavy in your throat. You lean softly on the window frame. Ask yourself if you must play the same. If friend described this heavy start, you would wrap them in a softer heart. Tell them they could let the volume fall. Take one breath before they touch it all. Today I choose gentle for my pace. Let the sunlight touch my face. Pour a glass of simple water. Let it calm the inner border. Today I choose gentle for my tone. Speak to myself like I am known. Nothing breaks because I settle into something small and gentle. Later at the bus stop near the trees, distant traffic tumbles through the breeze. Workers shuffle with their paper cups, carry unspoken stories in their chests. You remember nights beside a friend when their hope hung thin at one loose end. You just mirrored every quiet breath, never asked the spirit to impress. If that moment carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness travel back, hold the places where you feel you lack. Today I choose gentle for my pace. Let the sunlight touch my face. Pour a glass of simple water. Let it calm the inner border. Today I choose gentle for my tone. Speak to myself like I am known. Nothing breaks because I settle into something small and gentle. Leave the crowded planner on the chair. Let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a softer walk begins. Today I choose gentle for my pace. Hold that phrase in one safe place. Take a glass of cooling water, offer it like quiet honor. Today I choose gentle for my tone. Treat my heart as something home. When tomorrow starts to press, I will answer from this Morning clock blinks numbers by the bed. Checklist running through your waking head. Every square from yesterday still open. Every task a tiny door still broken. Heart keeps beating in a nervous spin, like a worker locked inside the bin. You sit slowly on the edges there, feel the weight of more than you can bear. If a friend described this brittle state, you would never call their value late. You would guide them to a softer chair, pour cold water, let them breathe the air. Your worth does not expire when you lay aside the fire, when you rest instead of running, when you stop the endless gunning. Your worth does not depend on a finish line. not the loud demand that will not cease. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a kinder walk begins. Your worth does not expire when you step away from fire. Take a glass of clear, cool water, let it calm the inner border. Your worth does not depend on the targets others send. When tomorrow starts to wire, hold this line, you still aspire. Let the daylight wrap their fragile heart. You can arrive as you are today. You do not need brighter words to say. Pour cool water in an open glass. Watch the surface, let the ripples pass. You can arrive as you are today. Carry less than what you felt yesterday. Nothing breaks because you bring only what your honest heart can sing. With their coffee steam, carry quiet pieces of a dream. You remember standing with a cousin when the future felt like fading color. You just matched the rhythm of their breath, offered presence more than polished strength. If that memory belonged to you, you would call that patience kind and true. So you let that gentle voice return for the parts that ache and twist and burn. You can arrive as you are today. You do not need brighter words to say. Pour cool water in an open glass. Watch the surface, let the ripples pass. You can arrive as you are today. Carry less than what you felt yesterday. Nothing breaks because you bring only what your honest heart can sing. Leave the crowded planner on the chair. Let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a kinder walk begins. You can arrive as you are today. Hold that sentence in a gentle way. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You can arrive as you are today. When tomorrow starts to pull and sway, you can meet that rising star, knowing stop wind is colder than you planned. Morning drizzle gathers on your hand. Head still full of half unfinished stories, tiny memories of faded glories. You check messages with quiet dread, scroll through words that echo in your head. Part of you believes you're falling short, part of you forgot your own report. If a friend described this fragile view, you would list the ways that light breaks through. All the times they showed up in the rain, all the hands they held through someone's pain. You're doing better than you know. Look at all the seeds you chose to sow. Every gentle word you ever gave, every tired night you still stay brave. You're doing better than you know. Even when your doubts feel in control, there is quiet proof in how you move. You do not have anything to prove. Later in the grocery checkout line, someone drops their coins along the aisle. You've been down and helped them gather silver. Share a tired but understanding shimmer. After work, you text a distant friend just to ask how their long day will end. You forget the kindness in that note, only hear the critic in your throat. If that story carries someone else, you would speak of how they live the world. Call them steady, loyal, soft and strong. Never say they're getting it all wrong. You're doing better than you know. Look at all the seeds you chose to sow. Every gentle word you ever gave, every tired night you still stay brave. You're doing better than you know. Even when your doubts feel in control, there is quiet proof in how you move. You do not have anything to prove. Leave the harsh scoreboard inside your head. Let those numbers fade and fall instead. Ask your breathing what would feel like peace, not the loud demand that never sleeps. Every time your shoulders start to sink, every time you step back from the brink, you are hearing messages within, pointing where your true days begin. You're doing better than you know. Let that kind of sentence start to grow. Take a glass of clear, cool water, offer it like quiet honor. You're doing better than you know. Hold that truth beneath the glow. When tomorrow pulls you to and fro, you can answer with this glow. drink of cool clear water, let it calm the inner border. The day is not a race, you can move at gentle pace. When tomorrow starts to chase, you can answer from this space. Morning light rests softly on your sleeve. Dust floats slowly where the curtains weave. Phone lies upside on the kitchen chair. Tiny sounds keep tugging at the air. Heart still echoes yesterday's long climb. Every thought arrives ahead of time. You just stand beside the window pane, trying to translate this quiet strain. If a friend described this shaky start, you would guard the corners of their heart. Tell them they could meet the date more slow. Let the gentle parts decide the flow. This moment is enough for now. You can rest without a vow. Take a sip of simple water, let it calm the inner border. This moment is enough for now. You can loosen every brow. Nothing fails because you bow to the truth that here and now is enough somehow. Later near the stop beside the street, bus doors open with a sigh of heat. Workers shuffle with their paper cups, hidden weather folded in their chests. You recall a night with someone close, when their hope felt thinner than a ghost. You just matched the rhythm of their breath, offered steady presence over depth. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness circle back, touch the places where you feel you lack. This moment is enough for now. You can rest without a vow. Take a sip of simple water, let it calm the inner border. This moment is enough for now. You can loosen every brow. Nothing fails because you bow to the truth that here and now is enough somehow. Leave the crowded planner on the chair. Let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud command that never frees. Every time your shoulders start to fall, every time you finally feel it all, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a softer life begins. This moment is enough for now. Hold that sentence like a vow. Take a glass of cooling water, offer it like quiet honor. This moment is enough for now. When tomorrow starts to howl, you can answer from this ground, where your simple present sound still is safe and sound. slowly through the glass. Dust lines shimmer where the sunbeams pass. Phone face up beside the kitchen sink. Tiny banners asking what you think. Heartbeat quickens as you read each line. Every plan already crossed with time. You stand still between the chair and door. Wonder who you try to do this for. If a friend stood breathing in this space, you would soften shadows on their face. Tell them they can start with smaller moves. Nothing here demands that they must prove. Be easy on your heart today. Let one heavy worry drift away. Pour a glass of simple water. Feel it calm the inner border. Be easy on your heart today. Choose a slower, kinder way. Nothing shatters when you say you will be easy on your heart today. Later on the pavement by the gate, buses sigh and passengers all wait. You watch people hold their quiet storms, carry folders, phones, and hidden forms. You remember sitting with a friend when their strength was reaching out for a end. You just matched the rhythm of their breath, offered presents more than perfect steps. If that memory belonged to you, you would call that loyalty true. So you let that kindness circle back, touch the corners where you feel you lack. Be easy on your heart today. Let one heavy worry drift away. Pour a glass of simple water. Feel it calm the inner border. Be easy on your heart today. Choose a slower, kinder way. Nothing shatters when you say you will be easy on your heart today. Turn the harsh recorder in your mind to a page that leaves the score behind. Set the stopwatch face down on the table. Let the ticking rest when you are able. Every time your jaw begins to slack, every time your thoughts stop looping back, you are reading messages inside, showing you a softer path to ride. Be easy on your heart today. Hold that sentence in the gray. Take a glass of cooling water, offer it like quiet honor. Be easy on your heart today. When tomorrow calls your name, you can meet that rising day from a steadier inner flame. the morning fog, half-read messages behind the lock. Heart still sore from things you cannot name, tiny echoes of a quieter pain. Coffee steam draws halos in the air, sink is full of yesterday's repair. You move slowly through the fragile light, trying not to pick another fight. If a friend stood shaking in this scene, you would tell them they do not need clean. You would offer space without a rule, let their breathing find a softer pool. Healing comes in small pieces, one kind thought, one softened breath. You can let the heart shell loose and you can rest your heavy chest. Healing comes in small pieces, not a sudden perfect dawn. You can sit and feel the aching while the world still carries on. Later at a window near the stair, rain draws patterns on the city air. Stranger passing wipes their tired eyes, shoulders curved beneath the cloudy skies. You recall the night you held a friend, when they feared their hope was at an end. You just match the rhythm of their sighs, watch the colors slowly reach their eyes. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that tenderness return to the places where your edges burn. Healing comes in small pieces, one kind thought, one softened breath. You can let the heart shell loose and you can rest your heavy chest. Healing comes in small pieces, not a sudden perfect dawn. You can sit and feel the aching while the world still carries on. Leave the tidy timeline on the chair, let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading messages inside, pointing where a kinder days can rise. Healing comes in small pieces, hold that sentence in your mind. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like something kind. Healing comes in small pieces, when tomorrow starts to call, you can move it on its pace and you were never built for all. Office tower rises down the street. Cafe doorway offers softer seats. You stand waiting on the painted line, holding 20 futures in your mind. If a friend Color charts reflected in your face. Coward bird amidst they feel unsure. Every pathway feels a little blurred. You recall a cousin late at night, wondering if they chose the wrong life flight. You just shared the silence on the floor. Said they did not need an answer score. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that gentle echo land like a small stone in your open hand. It is okay not to know yet. You can breathe without a map. You can take a sip of water while the choices overlap. It is okay not to know yet. You can stand inside this step. Nothing breaks because you let one small moment be unmet. Leave the rigid roadmap on the chair. Let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what feels more alive, not the loud demand to just arrive. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull leaves off your chest, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where your truer paths begin. It is okay not to know yet. Hold that sentence when you fret. Take a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. It is okay not to know yet. You can trust your slower step. When tomorrow starts to press, you can answer from this rest. Evening traffic blurs along the glass. Office lobby slowly starts to pass. You stand waiting by the sliding door, holding plans you did not choose before. Everyone keeps saying this is right. Stable ladder, never ending height. Yet your chest feels tighter every day, like your colors fade. where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud instruction that deceives. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where a truer path begins. You can change your mind tonight. Hold that sentence in your sight. Take a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. You can change your mind tonight. Walk away from borrowed fright. When tomorrow calls your name, answer with your honest Morning train glides past the river wall. Glass reflects your shadow, small and tall. You keep shrinking to the corner seat. Folded shoulders, eyes down near your feet. Every screen around you glows with noise. Perfect photos amplified, fake poise. Heartbeat whispers underneath your coat, asking if your voice can leave your throat. If a friend sat here in this same view, you would name the colors shining through. You would tell them they are not misplaced. Every inch of them is worth this place. You deserve to take up space, fill the air with your own grace. Let your laughter reach the ceiling, let your truth name every feeling. You deserve this crowded place as much as any other face. Nothing asks you to erase. You deserve to take up space. Later in the meeting near the screen, voices stack like towers in between. You have thoughts that shimmer at the edge, words like sunlight on a window ledge. You remember nights beside a friend when their doubts sat heavy without end. You kept telling them their view was gold, urged their quiet courage to unfold. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that tenderness return toward the corners where your shyness burns. You deserve to take up space, fill the air with your own grace. Let your laughter reach the ceiling, let your truth name every feeling. You deserve this crowded place as much as any other face. Nothing asks you to erase. You deserve to take up space. Leave the shrinking posture on the chair. Let your shoulders meet the open air. Ask your breathing what would feel like free, not the tiny shape you think should be. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where your wider life begins. You deserve to take up space, let that sentence find its place. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You deserve this living stage, every chapter, every page. When tomorrow shows its face, stand there taking up your space. jokes and plans in pastel green. You start typing, then you hold it back, worried every word might overflow the track. Heart remembers messages ignored, left unseen like notes without a chord. So you shrink the story that you send, turn a tidal wave into a bend. If a friend confessed this kind of fear, you would pull their shoulders gently near, say their feelings do not break the room, say their presence never spells out doom. You are not too much tonight, you are not allowed to lie, you are just a human heart trying not to play a part. You are not a heavy weight on the people at your gate, those who truly call you home want your colors fully shown. Later in a cafe by the street, hands wrapped softly round a cup of heat. You apologize for talking long, say you ramble and your volume feels too strong. They remind you of the nights you stayed, held their fear until it slowly swayed. You had space for every trembling word, never called their storm a thing absurd. If that moment carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness circle back, fill the places where you feel you lack. You are not too much tonight, you are not allowed to lie, you are just a human heart trying not to play a part. You are not a heavy weight on the people at your gate, those who truly call you home want your colors fully shown. Leave the shrinking stories on the chair, let the ink blur where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like free, not the tiny shape you think should be. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where your truer lines begin. You are not too much tonight, let that sentence hold you tight. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You are not a heavy weight on the hearts that resonate. When tomorrow starts to rush, you can answer without hush. Taps lightly on the pane, traffic hums a half-awakened lane. Phone lights up with unfinished demands, tiny storms inside just shaking hands. Heart remember weeks of quiet strain, showing up while carrying that pain. You still rose and took another train, even when your sky was mostly rain. If a friend described this hidden fight, you would call their courage something bright. You would name the strength in every day where they chose to stand instead of straight. You can be proud of how you stayed through the nights you felt afraid, through the days you still were kind. With the tide and crowded mind, you can be proud of how you tried. Even when you cried inside, nothing changes that deep truth. You showed up with all your youth. Later on a bench beside the road, buzzes carry each invisible load. Strangers' shoulders slump beneath their coat. Eyes turn downward, carrying a note. You remember sitting with a friend when they whispered they had reached their end. You stayed near and matched their gentle breath, guarded them through every aching step. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let those softer words return toward the places where your doubts still burn. You can be proud of how you stayed through the nights you felt afraid, through the days you still were kind. With the tired and crowded mind, you can be proud of how you tried. Even when you cried inside, nothing changes that deep truth. You showed up with all your youth. Leave the harsh report inside your head, let those numbers scatter, fall instead. Ask your breathing what would feel like peace, not the loud demand that never ceases. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the weight lifts off your chest, you are reading messages within, pointing where gentler tales begin. You can be proud of how you stayed. Hold that sentence through the shade. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You can be proud of how you tried, even when you shook inside. When tomorrow calls your name, answer with this steady flame. Morning elevator hums its climb. Eyes feel heavier than clocks and time. Inbox waits behind the office door, stacked reminders from the week before. Head leans softly on the metal rail, heart repeats the same familiar tale. Part of you still tries to act prepared. Part of you feels barely even there. If a friend walked in with steps like these, you would help their shoulders find some ease. You would say they do not need a smile, just a place to rest a little while. You are allowed to be tired, you are allowed to feel house twice the size. Every hallway holds a hidden prize. You remember nights you stayed awake, helping someone through a silent ache. You did not request a brighter face, you just shared the slowly healing space. If that memory belonged to you, you would call that patience strong and true. So you let that gentle stance return toward the parts of you that twist and burn. You are allowed to be tired, you are allowed to feel worn. You can sit down by the window, let your breathing ride the storm. You are allowed to be tired, even when the day looks fine. Nothing breaks because you choose to admit what lives inside. Leave the crowded planner on the chair, let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like rest, not the voice that pushes every test. Every time your jaw begins to slack, every time your thoughts stop circling back, you are reading messages within, pointing where a kinder day begins. You are allowed to be tired, let that sentence hold your spine. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like gentle sign. You are allowed to be tired when tomorrow calls your name. You can meet that rising light from a softer inner flame. Kitchen window holds the waking sky. Tiny plant leans softly toward the light. Coffee steam curls up around your fingers, while a trace of doubt still gently lingers. Calendar lies open on the table, lines of ink feel heavier than labels. Part of you believes you stay the same, part of you feels quite ashamed. If a friend described this tender place, you would soften shadows on their face. You would say that roots move out of sight long before the branches meet the light. You are still growing here, even when it is not clear. Every breath that finds your chest writes a line of quiet progress. You are still growing here, through the waiting, through the fear. Nothing stops your living here. You are still growing here. Later on a walkway by the bridge, evening paints the silver on the ridge. Couples wander with their woven stories. Streetlight halos give their edges glory. You recall a season with a friend, when they thought their path had reached its end. You could see new changes in their eyes, long before they felt that gentle rise. If that moment carried now your name, you would hum the very same refrain. So you let those tender words return toward the parts that ache and twist and burn. You are still growing here, even when it is not clear. Every breath that finds new chapters can begin. You are still growing here. Hold that promise close and near. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You are still growing here through each ordinary year. When tomorrow reappears, walk as one who still grows here. Morning buses grumble down the hill. Coffee cools beside the windowsill. Phone keeps flashing little colored banners. Everyone demands your steady manners. Heart feels tighter than your cotton shirt. Thoughts move quicker than the traffic dirt. You stand barefoot on the kitchen floor. Wonder who you try to carry for. If a friend described this kind of day, you would help them put the weight away. Offer them a chair and gentle tea. Say they do not owe the world a fee. You can build a soft place to land inside your own open hand, where your breathing sets the rhythm, not the endless outer system. You can build a soft place to land right where tired feelings stand. Nothing breaks because you hide for a moment safe inside. Later on a bench beside the tram, street lights blink along the evening span. Car worker admits that pulses shaking. Every choice feels like a binding making. You remember holding up their frame. Let them cry without a trace of shame. You did not request a brighter face, only shared a smaller, quieter space. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you turn that kindness back around, let it fill the hollow aching ground. You can build a soft place to land inside your own open hand, where your breathing sets the rhythm, not the endless outer system. You can build a soft place to land right where tired feelings stand. Nothing breaks because you hide for a moment safe inside. Leave the crowded planner on the chair. Let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your chest what feels like softer air, not the loud demand that is not fair. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where your gentler days begin. You can build a soft place to land. Hold that promise in your hand. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You can build a soft place to land when tomorrow makes it stand. You can step back from the tide, knowing you have space inside. message from a tired friend. Says they hope your energy can lend you tight back a gentle silver line. Even though your chest feels less than fine, coffee cools beside the folded sleeves. Heart keeps stacking unreturned beliefs. You have been the shoulder for their storms, even when your own was out of form. If another stood where you stand now, you would tell them they could rest somehow. You would say their worth is not a role, not the one who carries every soul. You don't have to be the strong one every single crowded day. You can let the mask grow softer. You can put one weight away. You don't have to be the lighthouse when your flame is burning low. You can sit inside the shadows till a calmer current grows. Later at the table near the wall, coworkers start sharing through a call. You nod kindly, offer quiet words, even while your spine feels slightly blurred. Memory of nights you stayed awake, holding someone through their steady shake. You were there through every broken page, never asked for equal honest wage. If that story carried their first name, you would call their patience more than flame. So you let that verdict turn around, land on you with less demanding sound. You don't have to be the strong one every single crowded day. You can let the mask grow softer. You can put one weight away. You don't have to be the lighthouse when your flame is burning low. You can sit inside the shadows till a calmer current grows. Leave the endless duty on the chair. Let the ink blur where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud request that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are hearing messages inside, pointing where a kinder self can rise. You don't have to be the strong one, let that sentence hold your spine. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet sign. You don't have to be the